The News Line.
Hello and welcome back to People's TV. In today's video commentary, we reveal how Hamas begins shaping children in the Gaza Strip at a shockingly young age, grooming them to become future terrorists. The footage shows preschoolers taking part in an activity where each child holds a toy gun and wears camouflage uniforms, almost identical to those of Hamas militants. This disturbing scene demonstrates how violence and extremism are deliberately normalized for the next generation. The video also captures children emerging from a model structure designed to resemble the entrance of underground tunnels used for ambushes against the Israeli Defense Forces. In an earlier commentary, we highlighted similar footage from Syria showing child soldier training camps. What we see in Gaza today is no different. Some viewers have criticized us for describing Gazans as civilians, claiming that there are no civilians in Gaza. We believe that statement has weight. No responsible parent would ever put their child through such radical programs. When we see children raised this way, it is hard to deny that the parents themselves are complicit in terrorism. In the final moments of the footage, another disturbing detail emerges. A child dressed as an Israeli soldier sits on the ground, surrounded by children in Hamas attire pretending to open fire on him. Although the clip was too brief to include in full, it is telling of the mindset being instilled in these young lives. And yet, despite such evidence, certain voices here in Sri Lanka continue to defend Hamas blindly, branding the Israeli Defense Forces as genocidal murderers. We challenge them to show even a single instance where Jewish communities, whether in Israel or anywhere else in the world, prepare their children for violence in this way. None exist. Radical Islamists, on the other hand, begin planting seeds of hate from the earliest years of life, teaching children that those outside their ideology are enemies to be killed. This deadly conditioning is what eventually leads to suicide bombings and terror attacks. Our own nation has suffered from this poison. We will never forget Easter Sunday 2019, when churches were turned into blood-stained ruins by young men who had grown up under this very indoctrination. This is why we urge authorities to pay close attention to the countless madrasa schools scattered across Sri Lanka. We do not know what exactly goes on within them, but it is the duty of the state to investigate and ensure they are not breeding grounds for radicalization. While our children grow up with stories and poems that celebrate love, kindness, and unity, radical Islamists fill their classrooms with teachings of hate and violence. By contrast, Israel, despite being demonized in global media, provides Gazans with medical care, water, and electricity. Yet Israel is painted as the villain. So, we leave it to you to decide, who are the true genocidal maniacs, who are the humane parties, and who are the real terrorists in this conflict. To conclude, we turn to Europe. These photos of vandalized vehicles near a Jewish community in France bear the marks of anti-Jewish radical Islamists. In free societies, people may disagree on politics or principles, but a basic respect for one another's faith and culture must remain. Only minds twisted by indoctrination can commit such acts of hate. I have walked the streets of France myself and seen the nation's deep pride in its art, sculptures, and architecture. Yet today, many of those treasures bear scars of vandalism at the hands of extremists. When asked what has gone wrong with France, one local bitterly replied, "Macron happened." It is no wonder the Macron administration is pushing to recognize a Palestinian state. Radical Islamism has spread across France like a plague, while the leadership seeks the votes of migrant communities instead of safeguarding the country's heritage and future. This is not leadership, it is surrender. Here in Sri Lanka, we also face pressure and threats for speaking openly about the dangers of radical Islamism. However, our love for this nation and our duty to the truth give us strength to continue without fear. That is why we invite you to join us on the 30th of this month at Thunmulla Junction, outside the United Nations Human Rights Council office in Sri Lanka, for a peaceful protest. Stand with us and let your voice be heard. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.